What is going on, my dummies, and welcome back to another budget list. In the last episode, we went over yellow, I think. Today we're going over the weird decks. And when I say weird deck, it's going to consist on, it's going to consist on what you pull from your box, if that makes any sense. These are going to be more of like outlines, cards that are good. There's going to be some of it that you don't pull. You're always able to replace it with other cards of the same rarity, that sort of thing. If you are new to this series is for people that have opened a box and have starter decks that are wanting to build fun decks that they can play with their friends and teach people how to play the game, stuff like that. These decks are by no means for a competitive basis. If you want to play these in a competitive tournament, that's on you. I'm telling you not to. I mean, they'll do what they're supposed to, but it's not going to be great. So that's the disclaimer. But anyways, without further ado, I'm going to get into this deck. Now, like I said, purple, black, green, they're going to have really strange ratios. Not strange ratios, but like you might have to pull from like your super rares, or you might have to trade for some of this stuff. And I apologize, but they don't have starter decks. That's why I started with the first ones. So if you don't have these cards, like I said, you could always mention max some cards. You could trade for some of the cards. They should trade for trades. So yeah. Our Digitomas, we have a 4 of Palgumon. If you pull the other one, that's a rare, more than welcome, just throw that in there as a 1 of. But Palgumon is the one that's used in the competitive decks. Palgumon's going to carry you. When you attack with it as an inheritable skill, trash the top card of your deck. Really good for purple. We want stuff in our graveyard in purple, because the more stuff in our graveyard, the more abilities we're going to get. Next up, we have Demi Devi Mon as a 4 of. This is an uncommon. You might not pull as much of these, but there are other cards that you can put in place. This is our vanilla. This is the 2 cost to play normally. So, if you can't get enough of those, there's also a Sukaimon you could play. That's in this, it's at the very bottom of the listing, but it's got an inheritable skill +1 on memory, +1 memory on deletion. Jeez, that was hard to say. You have like Tapirmon. If you pull some of those, you can intertwine them. Next up, we have Entmon. You should end up at least getting 3 to 4 of these. This is a common. Probably the best purple common in the game. 0 cost to evolve, 3 to play normally, 1000 DP. DP's whatever, but we want it to die. He could have 0 DP and we'd be happy about it. On deletion, trash the top 3 cards of our deck. So like I said, we're trying to get the cards in the graveyard. That's a really good plan. Next up, we have Gabumon, 0 to play, or 0 to evolve, 3 to play normally, 2000 DP, a little bit more than Entmon. Gives an inheritable skill on deletion. We draw 2 cards, and then we discard 1 card to the trash from our hand. So this, of course, gives us a draw engine to get 2 cards, and it's allowing us to trash cards. So keep that in mind. Next up, we'll go to our champions. Now, I've done these like the other decks because I don't know how many Debimons you'll pull, but this is one of the chase cards for the set, even though it is an uncommon. So Wizardmon here can be replaced with Debimon. More so, I would expect you to replace it, but that's just me. But Wizardmon, his first effect is during all turns. If you have a yellow Digimon, it gains retaliation. We're not worried about that. We're never going to activate that. We don't have yellow Digimon. I don't recommend you put yellow Digimon in here just to activate that ability. But yeah. Next up, on deletion, we get to draw 1 card. So this card is mostly going to be used to draw a bunch of cards. So if we evolve this from a Gabumon, we're drawing 3 cards and discarding 1 from our hand, which is a really good thing. So yeah, Wizardmon is great. Next up, we have Biomon. This is our natural blocker, just like all the other decks have blockers. This is a common. You should end up with quite a few of these. Like I said, the purple decks and the black decks and the green decks, you're going to have to interchange some stuff. I'm sure you won't pull a bunch of them, and I'm sorry if it's not. Don't get mad at me. I'm just going off of like commons, stuff that's good and played that can replace the stuff, or stuff that's good and playable in the older deck, so it will be something for you to branch off of for later. Next up, we have Gabumon. This is a very good card for the Metal Gabumon deck that's purple. You want to play a playset of the Gabumon, Gabumon, All common, all worth playing. 2 to evolve, 5 hard to play, 4,000 DP. The inheritable skill is during our turn, once per turn, when we delete another Digimon, we gain a memory. So, like, we'll have cards that allow us to delete stuff. If we delete our own stuff, we're gaining memory for it. So, it's overall a really good card. And it works with Metal Garurumon. If you pull one, you can just pull 1 or 2 of them, just throw them in the deck and be like, I got something. But anyways, the Devimons, like I said, if you pull more than 2 of them, definitely start replacing them for Wizardmon if you can start getting your hands on them. This card's really good. I don't see it going anywhere for the time being. It's a very powerful card. 6 to hard play. We're normally not hard playing it. We're normally getting it back for free in most of the decks. But for this one, we'll probably be Digivolving it for 2 with 4,000 DP. It's got Retaliation as a regular ability, and it has Retaliation as a inheritable skill. So basically, we can give stuff Retaliation, which is really good. So stuff can't kill our stuff because we'll take it with it. So that's the level 4s, our champions. Next up in line, we're going to go over the level 5s, the ultimates, and the level 6, the megas. So next up, we have Pumpkinmon as a 4 of it as a common. If you have some other uncommons that you want to play, definitely go for it. Like Myotismon, if you want to play Myotismon, go for it. Nothing negative there. But he's 3 to evolve, 6 to hard play, 6,000 DP. So he's a little on the cheaper side other than his Edge Evolution cost. But on deletion, trigger, draw 2 cards, then discard a card. This is the same ability that the Gabumon has. So if we finally do get up to our Mega and we have the Gabumon and the Pumpkinmon up under it, it's really hard for our opponent to kill it and us not get those cards back to our hand, which is a really good thing to have. Next up, we have the best level 5 for us, which is Garurumon. He's 3 to evolve, 7 to hard play, 7,000 DP. He has an inheritable skill that says, when attacking, once per turn, we may delete one of our other Digimon to unsuspend this Digimon. So basically, this works with the Garurumon, of course. And it also works with, like I said, our deletion skills, like we're able to delete stuff. It technically works better with the Metal Garurumon. You want that to be there, but I digress. Like, if you have them, start filling them in wherever you have room. Like, whatever you have to do. Excuse me. Next up, we have Myotismon. He's 12 to hard play, 4 to evolve, 12,000 DP. He has security attack +1, which is really good. And then he has, during our opponent's turn, when one of your opponent's Digimon becomes suspended, we gain a memory. So in order for them to attack, we're going to gain a memory and put it over to our side. So it makes it kind of awkward for our opponents to do anything at that point. Now, something I want to note, this is a rare. You more than likely won't pull 1 to 2 of these. I have 4 of them here, so I could make a fill-in, so you guys are like, you're under cards. I want to say that if you pull any SRs, alternative arts, the secret rare Biomon, that can go in these 2 spots. It's a rare and an uncommon. Boltmon is an uncommon. He's our generic. But if you do end up pulling them, you can always start replacing stuff. Just keep that in mind. The Myotismon would probably be the thing that I start replacing if possible, and then the Boltmons, because the Myotismon, of course, like, there's better cards, but Boltmon is a really cheap option, so I feel like Boltmon will be a better card to do, to keep. But yeah, the Myotismon is here because it's a rare. It's the only other level 6 that's not Boltmon that isn't super rare. So that's why this is in here, and that's why it's so hard to build these decks for you guys, because I'm trying to keep it on a super budget friendly option, and rares are going to be harder to come by. But if you're able to trade with people, or if you got multiple boxes and you pulled them, great. Go nuts. I don't see a reason why not. Next up, though, we have Boltmon. He is generic vanilla level 6, 2 to evolve, 10 to play, 12k DP. Just a good card. And finally, for our 10. If you don't know what I mean by 10, I do a 12-12, 8-8, 10 split. So it's 12 rookies, 12 champions, 8 ultimates, 8 megas, and 10 cards of whatever I choose. So like in Omegamon Red, that would be Omnimons. If it was Blue Flood, that would be like the option cards, etc. That's where my splits come from. But we have Night Raid. Night Raid allows us to play a level 3 or lower, or level 3 Digimon from our trash without paying the cost. Their own play effects will not activate. All of our stuff is on deletion or generic, so we don't care that it has a on-play effect, so that never comes into play for us. Its security effect activates the main effect, which is also good, and it's 2 to hard play, so it sometimes gets us rookies for cheaper than we normally would play them. Next up, we have Heat Viper, which is a common. Heat Viper allows us to delete one of our Digimon to delete 2 of our opponent's level 4 lower Digimon. Pretty good option card. I would say try to put Trump Swords in instead. Or Yamato's. Or Matt Ishida. Next up, we have Trump Sword. 7 cost to hard play. Security, activate the main effect. The main effect is delete one of our opponent's unsuspended Digimon. So something that has not attacked yet. Or if Omnimon attacks, we can destroy it. If they activate the ability. So yeah, Trump Sword would be better than Heat Viper because it's a guaranteed kill on unsuspend instead of hoping that you have just level 4s. Finally, but not least, we have Matt Ishida. Like I said, Heat Viper can go in place of these and Trump Swords, etc. Like whatever you can do. At the start of your turn, if you have 2 or less memory, set it to 3. And then on play, return 1 purple card or purple option card from your trash to your hand. So it allows us to add something back that we've had to discard that we didn't want to. Or it gets us back like Night Raid or Trump Sword to be able to use for later. But yeah, guys, that is the deck. I'm going to zoom out here like I always do. But yeah, like I said, these are going to be a little bit harder to build than the red, blue, and yellow decks, and I apologize for that. I'm still wanting to get all 6 of the decks out for you guys just in case you want to play something. But if you liked the video, leave me a like. Comment, let me know how you guys are doing, how you guys are feeling, and then subscribe, guys. I know a lot of you guys aren't subscribed. That's fine. If you don't want to, that's up to you, but I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of the dummies. But until then, I'll see you next time. Peace.